Season so far, here's Simon Holt.
Frankie will just have to be careful being on the inside, not to get behind the pacemaker later in the race, as El Kayed is shaken up to lead in the early stages by Dane O'Neill in the black cap, followed by Mukadram. Trev on the left in the grey jacket, Handy on the outside, Magician of Parish Hall, the Fugue in the pink colours worn by William Buick, and then further back is Dank, and Zambuca is the early back marker. So, as expected, El Kayed making the running in the early stages in this Group 1 Prince of Wales' stakes, by 2.5 lengths or so into Swinley Bottom from Parish Hall in second. Magician on the outside of Mukadram, then the Fugue back in 5th place, followed by the Arc winner Trev. Dank is second last, disputing last now with Zambuca. El Kayed is getting away from them, the others are rather letting him go. El Kayed moving clear now as they enter the final 3/4 of a mile, must be a good 10 lengths clear of Parish Hall leading the chasing group. Magician on the outside, then Mukadram, the Fugue. Trev is well covered up under Frankie Dettori, and then towards the back Dank and Ryan Moore and Zambuca. El Kayed probably just coming back to them a little bit now as they head towards the final half mile, but still probably a good 8 lengths clear. El Kayed from in second Parish Hall, then on the outside is Magician, followed by Mukadram, the Fugue. Trev is well back at the moment, and then towards the rear Dank and Zambuca. El Kayed coming under pressure inside the 3. El Kayed is going to stop quickly, they need to avoid this horse. Parish Hall is pulled out with Magician on the outside, the Fugue moving well. Trev is now being woken up by Frankie as Mukadram comes through up the inside. Magician just the leader, the Fugue is cantering for Buick. Trev coming under pressure, Mukadram on the far side, he presses the button on the Fugue. Can Trev go with the filly? The Fugue on the far side, followed by Magician. Trev is closing, it's looking a bit late in the day, she needs to find something very special. The Fugue is too good, the Fugue by 2 lengths, and a 4th Group 1 for the Fugue in the Prince of Wales' stakes. Beats off Magician. Trev never really landed a blow, then came Mukadram, Parish Hall, Dank, followed home by Zambuca, and then the pacemaker El Kayed. Well, it was very clear as they turned early into the home straight that William Buick was sitting with a triple handful here on the Fugue. This excellent 3 times Group 1 winner before today. She won the Irish Champion, the Yorkshire Oaks last season. She had won £1.6 million in prize money before today. That's gone up a lot today. Trev, she didn't really fire. Maybe it was the 10 furlong trip which just blunted her.
Well, let's first of all talk about the winner, the Fugue, in the colours of Andrew Lloyd Webber. William Buick's 10th Royal Ascot winner. For John Gosden, it means he's done the Group 1 double, St James's Palace yesterday with Kingman, the Prince of Wales' Stakes today with the Fugue, and she was 3rd in the race last year. She's done this really quite easily in the end. The strong pace set throughout has really suited her. She handles fast ground perfectly. I wonder if Trev does. I wasn't sure she was moving brilliantly in the early stages of the race, and she just didn't pick up, certainly not with the acceleration that we were expecting and that she had shown on softer ground at Longchamp in the Arc. But the Fugue keeps going away, and she is Group 1 class, she is world class, and she's beaten Magician and Trev decisively.
Oh, she has, and this for me as well. William Buick, he missed out on Kingman, of course that's now James Doyle's right, but for him this is a big race win, and it's what you need. This is the biggest stage there is.
William just congratulating there with trainer John Gosden. William, that means a lot to you, doesn't it?
She's been an absolute star for me and everybody back at the yard, and you know she proved today what she can do against top class horses. But I must say a huge thank you to everyone back at Clayhaven for getting this filly here today. Gary Foster rides her every day, Emily looks after her very well, and obviously beautifully trained by John.
A new track record, and it's not really a surprise because they've got a really good gallop.
Well, when she gets an uncomplicated run like she does today, where she doesn't get any bother and she gets a clear run at them, and they come back to her, she's lethal like she was there.
She's done it on the world stage, but it's great to now do it at Royal Ascot because she's gone close a couple of times in the past.
It means everything. It means absolutely everything to everyone involved.
Brilliant, well done.
Thank you, Emma.
Turning just behind us is William Buick aboard the Fugue, and The crowd are applauding her success. The Fugue wins at 11-2, well back this morning. Price-wise selection 9 into 11-2. Magician was second at 6-1, and Trev was 8-13 favourite in third.
No excuses. Best filly won. John Gosden spoke to us beforehand. Was a good winner of the Irish Champion Stakes last year. Hopefully she'll go back to Leopardstown again. A very good winner of a competitive Prince of Wales, and unfortunately on this occasion, Trev not good enough this afternoon.
When she has her...
Well, here are the victorious owners and breeders of this mare, Andrew and Madeline Lloyd Webber. Many congratulations. You are so excited.
So excited. She so deserves this. You know, hasn't gone her way sometimes, and this is a very big stage to do it at.
It's fantastic, and we did genuinely think that we were going to let her have a stroll around the park. Never believe that she would quite do this, but it's the best day in our whole racing career.
Is it really?
Yes, of course it is.
Definitely, this is the biggest win in our racing career, and Andrew's never seen her win. He's the kiss of death.
I'm surprised you were allowed to come today.
Yeah, I have a type-in saying the Fugue. I was banned from wearing it.
I hoped you'd have a cold today and not come, frankly. Anyway.
And was he allowed to come because really you didn't expect her to beat Trev?
We had a very good lunch invitation.
Well, it has been worth it. You will be allowed to watch her again and again from now. Many congratulations. She fully deserved it. She really battles for you. She is high class, and she didn't get into any trouble today, and that was the key.
That was the key.
That was the key, and she's got her recognition as one of the best horses in Europe.
Well, she's beaten what we thought was the best horse in the world, so, you know, you're up there. You're up there.
Way!
Congratulations to the Lloyd Webbers.
Certainly best turf filly in the world on this sort of ground. I think that is something we can realistically assert. She's been a terrific mare, the Fugue, whichever superlative you choose to adorn her with. And for William Buick, I think, Graham, this has added significance. John Gosden and the Lloyd Webbers have stood by him because he's not always enjoyed the best of fortune on this mare.
Let's touch on John Gosden for a moment. With Tagruda, with Kingman, and with this mare, he's at the peak of his powers right now. Look at this man. He was distraught after Magician and Ryan Moore nailed him in the Breeders' Cup Turf, and I mean distraught. But he's taken his revenge today, Jim.
Yeah, and as he said, when on top of the ground, and as Nick has stressed, she is a brilliant filly, and she has had a couple of unlucky defeats.
And look at the resume for her. Ireland last September, she went to California, she went to Hong Kong, she went to Dubai, but now she's at Ascot, and she was a thoroughly deserving winner.
You've sort of defied all the things that might be bad luck. You won best turned out. Andrew was allowed to come today, which Madeline wouldn't normally let him.
Let him come, no, because it's not that he messes up the instructions. I don't know quite what goes wrong, but he's here for a big one, and I had to keep Madeline away from William because I think she wanted to make the running, and I said there is a pacemaker.
And to be fair to them, actually, I mean, she had her bad luck, and other owners would turn around and blame the jockey, but they've never wavered, have they?
She got knocked over in the Oaks. It wasn't her fault. She got absolutely creamed and nearly went on the ground, and she should have won an Oaks. And look, but she remains a very brave, lovely filly, and they're super owner breeders. They don't have many in training, and to have a filly of this quality to beat the colts is what it's all about. I thought Trev is a wondrous filly, and I would not want to take Trev on soft ground, 1.5 miles in the arc. I wouldn't want to go near it. I think she's unbeatable. But today was summer racing, 1.25 miles, good to firm ground, and that's a.
And the good thing is that you haven't given her a lot of racing so far this season. You can keep going while the ground's still fast. She can go all over the place, can't she?
Well, you look at races like the Eclipse and the Jumpmont International. You look at those two races and hoping we have summer weather. But she doesn't like soft ground. She has always told you, her little feet like a ballerina, and she doesn't like soft ground. So if it's soft, we don't run.
No. Well, listen, it was absolutely perfect for you today, and many, many congratulations. She deserved it.
Thanks, Claire.
An amazing season for John Gosden continues, reminiscent of the one which saw him lift his first Trainers' Championship 2 years ago, and he might just do it again this time. The Fugue wins in the silks of Andrew Lloyd Webber and his wife Madeline for William Buick and John Gosden in a record time of 2:01.9. This filly becomes the 7th only in history to land the Prince of Wales' stakes and smashes the track record in the process.